My video for September the 3rd, 2019 is video number 3197. Even when I have that bold face, I still have trouble seeing it. Anyway, uh, the title is Prayers versus Technology. Well, Hurricane Dorian stalled over the Grand Bahama Island, where some say there is a weather control station. Is that true? Who knows? It is interesting that it spent about 3 days in that region, barely moving and forcing the evacuation of about 1 million people. I have been to Freeport, the main city there, some years ago. In fact, I got engaged there. My daughter sent me a piece that I posted on my main Facebook page. Quote, according to NOAA, we will be in 30 to 40 mile per hour winds tomorrow. That's the highest I've seen us get, and only 30% chance we will have anything other than tropical storm conditions. End quote. This I know. Many of us have been visualizing both moving the storm out to sea and diminishing the effects here in Florida. One friend tells me the target of the storm is the St. Lucie nuclear power plant, 2 counties down from Brevard, where I live. Frankly, I do not know how this or many things of importance will play out. We live in a time and on a planet with great confusion. Whatever the truth may be, it is very often obscured by war, weather, and wickedness in high places. I'd like to think that prayer is more powerful than technology, yet proof, one way or the other, will be the actual experience, not ideologies or opinions. And I've got to make a correction there. Oh, I have to read it later and make the correction later. I saw I had the wrong word. I read it correctly, but I didn't have it typed correctly. Anyway, yeah, this thing, of course, has a lot of us concerned. When I looked at the people that were evacuating the apartment building last night, and I'm recording this on Monday evening, there were maybe a dozen people that were planning on leaving the apartments. Now there's like 25 people that are completely leaving the building. So it's a little bit more than doubled in the last 24 hours or so. In any case, I feel safe here. Even if this hurricane were to come this way, we have double pane hurricane windows on the apartment, and it's probably one of the more secure places to be in a storm like this. I would not want to be, however, on the island, which I can look on a clear day. Right now, it's very cloudy out, and there's been a couple of small squalls that have come through in the past hour or so. And right now it's very cloudy, so I can't even, well, yes, I can see the bridge, and I can barely make out the island on the other side of the bridge. But in any case, folks, as I said in the blurb, I've been to Freeport and on the Grand Bahama Island, and that is where I got engaged many years ago to my friend Donna, who ended up ending the engagement sometime later due to issues that I don't need to go into. In any case, some have suggested to me and sent me information that say there is a weather modification station on the Grand Bahama Island. Now, Freeport is on the west part of the island. That's where I was. This is supposed to be on the east side of the island, which is much more sparsely populated, or so I remember. I'm not going to say that's how it is now, but that's what I remember when I was actually there many years ago now. NOAA is the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, and it's part of the federal government. People tell me, Ron, you can't believe anything they say. It's all propaganda. Well, I know that liars run everything. Uh, all wars are generated by lies. Much of our weather, and again, as I've said in the last couple of videos anyway, they made the announcement back in the 50s, 60s that we own the weather. So weather modification is not something new. It's a technology that they have been working on for a long time on how to manipulate storms. They have the ability to seed hurricanes and storms like that and diminish them. There is that technology, but that doesn't serve the purpose of those who want confusion, who want to create fear, because fear plays into their agenda. If we can be afraid, we don't think straight when we're fearful. Many of our best talents and capabilities are diminished when we are gripped in the face of fear. Although oftentimes we have supernatural strength or much greater strength when we're in crisis situations that generate fear. So, I mean, I've heard of people lifting, I remember one story of someone lifting a car off of another person because of the adrenaline rush was so bad. When they went back and tried to lift the car again, they couldn't do it, but they did it at that time with the adrenaline rush that was created in that moment. So we have lots of things that we don't normally have the capacity to do. And knowing the truth is, of course, one of those things that's really, really important, because we live on a planet of great deception. And the people that seem to be the big wigs in the planet, the high hogs or whatever you want to say, to me, they're demon-possessed individuals in most cases, maybe not in all cases. Sometimes they're just greedy people who sell their souls for money. But they're not benevolent individuals. They're not people for whom doing the right thing is the highest priority. In fact, the highest priority is whatever brings the greatest temporary profits. And it's not about a long-term vision of benevolence, because many of these people are trapped in malevolence, not benevolence. They will evil because there's more money in creating confusion than there is in creating peace. I would love to live on a planet of prosperity. I would love to see the kingdom of heaven manifest on earth, but that's not going to happen. But this is another opportunity for us to witness and experience, do prayers work? Does visualization work? Now, somebody sent me a video that says if you have any doubts, it's not going to work. Well, it's impossible not to have any doubts unless you're a liar to yourself. You can be one of those fake it till you make it people, but that's living a lie. That will never bring integrity about, as I've said again and again and again, and will say it many more times, because to me, we do not love if we're out of integrity. Integrity challenges our ability and diminishes our capacity to actually love. Love is disinterested benevolence, is how some people have put it. But there is interest. You can't be disinterested because it affects all of us. These are things that affect our lives on a day-to-day basis. And not just one or two of us, but all of us, even if we're on the dark side or the light side. These things have a tremendous impact and effect on how we experience life. And I'd like to experience a life of love and joy, and a life where we have a creator that actually hears our prayers and answers them, even if we have only a little bit of faith, like a grain of mustard seed, as it's put in one place. If you have the faith of a grain of mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, be removed, and it will happen. Anyway, folks, thank you for listening, and namaste.